You know that we've now seen this England squad, right? We know the 26, Ben White being added into it, obviously after Trent Alexander-Arnold's injury. We've seen the 2 games against Austria and Romania. Where are you? Are you like more excited, more optimistic, or are you like a bit nervous now?
I still think it's difficult because you get out of the group. We all expect England to get out of the group.
Yeah.
That's not a given, of course. You know, there'll be some tough games in there, but you expect that, and especially with only 8 teams drop out. You know, in the early stages.
If you do not make it out the group stage, then there's a problem.
Of course, there is.
Yeah,
but then obviously you make it into the round of 16. That could be Portugal. I think it could be France. It could even be Germany.
Could be Germany.
That's not the game you want in the first knockout stages.
That's a nightmare.
So, and I've said before, people say, "Oh, well, you know, if you don't get to the quarterfinals, it's massively disappointing." Well, yeah, it is. But if you draw France in the round of 16,
what are you going to do?
For whatever reason, let's say you win the group and France finish second or third, you know, whatever permutation that is, you can play brilliantly and lose to France, or you could play brilliantly, lose to Portugal, play brilliantly, lose to Germany.
England would be the underdogs against any of those 3, I think, in the next round. No. Maybe not Germany.
Maybe not Germany, but Germany are a dark horse.
Germany.
Yeah, they know how to play tournament football. They've got a lot of players where it's last chance saloon. So very easily, we saw, it was against Latvia, but they can turn it on. Yeah. And they've got some quality players.
Manager out as well
in that squad. So, no, I am excited. Defence still worries me. I think I've read some quotes from Arsene Wenger, said, England look in really good shape, especially going forward. Some very exciting young players, especially. Really looking forward to seeing that.
I know the punchline's coming.
Then, and you can't disagree with him, the defence looks a little bit dodgy. And
he means the centre-backs, doesn't he? Because the right-backs and the left-backs are fine. Centre-backs, yeah.
It's the pairing, isn't it? Who you're going to play.
Do you go 3? Do you go flat back 4? What are you thinking right now?
I think it's still up in the air.
Really?
At the moment.
Even with Maguire's Maguire's
well,
not there.
If Maguire's not making the first game, I think I'd be tempted to go with a back 3 because there isn't a strong enough partnership at centre-half to say, right, OK, you two can cope, you can deal with the world's best. I just don't see it happening, so I think he has to go to a 3.
Yeah, and we're going to ask you about that 3 a bit later. Let's get to the important stuff. Have you seen Phil Foden's hair? Who are we to talk about hair?
It's really difficult for me to mention haircuts since I haven't had one since I was 16 years old.
I'm about the same.
Although Phil Foden's not that much older than that, is he? It's not what I'd have gone for, put it that way.
It's a bit different, isn't it? I mean, look, the Gaza comparisons, everyone's making them right now. I'm a bit like you. I think we're a bit old school. Like, why put pressure on yourself?
Well, it is. It's like suddenly wearing gold boots or pink boots or something like that. It's like, well, I'm going to be the best. Look at everybody. Look at me. I love his confidence,
which we've got to praise, by the way.
Without a doubt, that self-confidence, self-belief is off the scale.
Yeah.
But I just think you open we know what the media is like. You open yourself up. All we've heard about all day is Phil Foden's hair.
Did you ever do like pink boots, yellow boots, white? Did you done white boots?
I did do white.
You did do. I thought he was going to say no because I remember you did white boots.
I did white boots with red on at Man City.
What are you doing? Why'd you do that?
Because I could. there were reasons for that.
Wait, did you have good games with him though?
I never had a bad one.
Of course. So, silly question, Addy. Talking about Phil Foden, let's hear what Phil Foden had to say when he was asked about this new bleached hair job of his.
I've had like the same haircut for what seems ages now, so I thought I'd just try something new. And then I woke up this morning with a lot of comparisons to Gaza and Eminem. So yeah, it was my own thing, and people turned it into something else.
Stop it, Phil.
Did
Stop lying now.
All we've heard about is
comparisons to Gaza.
It's coming home. You know, he's been compared to Gaza as a player how many times, and suddenly he's got the bleach blonde hair and everything else. Not
having it.
No.
Not having it at all. Aside from England, obviously, look, we are going to go England crazy. When you look at the other teams, who do you think's a real danger? You look at someone like Italy, for example. We're going to hear from Jose Mourinho a bit later, and he talks about Italy, who've 27 unbeaten. I think 33 or 34 games under Mancini or something. I think they've only lost 2 or 3. They're Portugal, Germany, France. And who scares you is like, okay, these are the real dangers.
You've got to look at Spain as well. They could easily come good. Once you get out of the group, and you expect all those teams to get out of their groups, you're then talking about 3 performances.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Simple as that. You know, you don't need to be outstanding in every single game. When Spain won the World Cup, they lost their opening game.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to get out of the group. That's all. And then you worry about it after that. So there are a lot of good teams in there with a lot of good players that could surprise you. I said all along, you know, you said it then, I think Germany could surprise one or two. Maybe don't expect them to go on and win it. Everyone's talking about Portugal and France. I'm not convinced.
Really?
With Portugal. France, I think, are very,
Portugal's
very strong.
11's frightening, though.
Belgium.
Oh, yeah.
But again, they've never really...
They always...
come together as a team.
Yeah, they don't, do they? So many good individuals, it just doesn't quite
It's a bit
click.
like the Dutch. You know, when the Dutch used to have all those unbelievable players and they used to implode at some point. It's not...
There'd be a fight in the camp.
Exactly.
Something would always happen.
The Belgians are a bit too nice to do that. But then you look at France, you know, Benzema coming back. He's there just to score goals, isn't he?
Adds experience as well.
Oh, of course it is. It's like, get the ball in the box, Benzema's going to score.
And if he doesn't, Mbappe or Griezmann might do something as well. What are the players going to be thinking 5-6 days out now? You were part of the 2002 World Cup. Are you relaxed? Are you nervous? Are you playing sort of, what do they play nowadays, these kids? FIFA? PlayStation?
No
what are you
idea.
doing?
They will. Thing is, they will probably know the team by now. Because
even the players?
Yeah, because you're so in 2002, the last friendly ends... Wes Brown hadn't played particularly well. I'd done all right in the previous friendly. Comparisons maybe to Ben White and Mings here.
Maybe.
And then you sort of, you're working on the back four all that week. You know, obviously it was me, Rio, Sol Campbell, Ashley Cole, David Seaman behind.
Not bad.
But you're working because you're working leading up to that first game. You know, how are we going to play? Who's you're building those relationships and working out, who's going to go where. If this happens, where should we be? And all these types of things. And it's quite intense. And then you start to do set pieces. You start to look at, who am I going to be marking from corners? Where am I going to be? So the team's not necessarily been named, but it's pretty much set in stone.
He did say, Gareth Southgate did say, he's 10 of the 11. And you kind of wonder if the other 11 is Harry Maguire.
Well, and again, it could well come down to that last spot of whether it's an injury or a fitness doubt.
All right, look, more of that coming up. You're listening to Kick Off on talkSPORT with me, Adi Oladipo, and former England defender Danny Mills. And coming up, you'll hear my exclusive interview with Chelsea and England right back Reece James, who isn't fazed by the high competition for places.
I don't really focus too much on them. As long as I do what I need to do, then the rest is up to the managers. I knew that if I focused on my game, then I wouldn't have nothing to worry about.